What's going on, guys? Larry here. We are back with some more Cinders today. We have just returned home after a very trying day in town. Let's get to it. Home sweet home. I used to love returning home when my father was alive. I miss sharing the events of the day with him. Now it just seems like a grim prison, and my parole has just been revoked. Not to mention that I'm probably up for a long talk with the jailer, seeing how late it is. You're back, safe and sound too, with no sign of having been attacked by robbers, wolves, or some such. Though I probably shouldn't be surprised that they didn't want you either. Sophia, charming as always. I kind of expected Gloria to be here and try to reprimand me. It doesn't seem like her to just let such a breach of rules slip without a word. It does seem strange, doesn't it? I'm as surprised as you are. I thought there was nothing as important for her as taking any chance she has to mimic Mom's contempt. Oh, I can imagine it already. If Mom was here, she would tell you should have a stick up your durry. I pronounced it wrong, whatever. You're awful. And more importantly, off the point, what happens with Gloria? I don't know. She didn't seem that angry. More like sad, really. Both mean that she's not well at all, so I'm content either way. Still, I wonder what could throw Gloria off her high horse, and out of that annoying Carmosa pose, for that matter. Did something happen in the house today? Well, dinner was burnt a bit, so Gloria got her reason to shout at the servants some more. That hardly sounds like a reason to get depressed, does it? No, it does not. But apart from that, I couldn't tell you what the reason could be. But I don't think you need to worry about her. It'll just blow over and you'll be fine, whatever it is that's eating Gloria. Thank you. So if you couldn't say what happened, does that mean you did get the chance to go out of the house? I didn't. Sunshine, buds, and bees, and friendly people that will stab you the moment you turn your back are not for me. But I took my time of freedom to stay in my room and rest from all of this, so I saw little of Gloria today. You stayed in your own room the whole day? How come? Oh geez, that sounds a lot like me. Surely it will come as a surprise to you when I say I'm not a people person. I prefer to use this time for myself alone. May I ask what you did then? I used my peace and quiet to just sit and think things through and finish a couple of things I had no chance to get around to with Carmosa on my back. Things like... Oh, that is nothing of importance. At least not in comparison to the ominous discovery Gloria made this morning. Did you know she has found a stain on the curtain in the hallway? That's one? Oh no. Hard to believe, but it's true. Half of our morning and all of dinner conversation was about that stain being a sign of something greater, household and lifestyle deteriorating, servants' moral and respect dropping, kingdoms falling, dark times approaching, and most of all, the stain is improper. Well, Gloria does take house duties very seriously, but you are avoiding questions about your day. Maybe, but so are you. Surely after the whole day in the town, you have loads of stories to tell. It really was nice to get out without the feeling I need to hurry, or else. And we usually have so little chance to speak to anyone outside of the house. My town looks magical in the evening. It simply doesn't go to sleep. All windows are lit, people walk the streets, if only to stroll to the tavern. Have you ever been to the town past sunset? No, I haven't. Carmosa saw it neither appropriate nor useful for her daughter to go out in the evening. But you must be exhausted. Indeed I am. Even my small rock-hard bed seems like a piece of heaven now. I won't stop you from reuniting with your bed of rocks, then. I prefer to be alone anyway. But do be careful. Those bed bugs can get really big and eat you alive if you let them. Everything is possible in the fairyland you seem to live in, Princess. I wish you well too, Sophia. Good night. Cinders, are you awake? I'm awake. I'll be right there. I'll get to work in a minute. No, it's not about that. I just need to talk to you. Alright, Gloria. What is it? What is so important that you have to speak with me at this hour? At this hour? You mean noon? I wanted to speak with you about the way you've been behaving these past few days. Now, there goes my nice morning. Or afternoon. It sounds a lot like me. Listen, I realize we were never really on the best of terms, but what has been going on recently is something new indeed. If you really think that I will turn a blind eye on all of your childish, egotistic exploits, then you need to think again. What are you talking about, Gloria? I didn't do anything. Oh, you didn't do anything outright destructive. You are far too smart for that. But do you think I haven't noticed all of the little jabs at me? You take every opportunity to mine my efforts and make my life harder. Really, I don't know what's happening to you, Cinders. Do you think I'm stupid or that I don't have any feelings? Yes, I do. I'm trying to understand you. I really am, but it seems like you are reveling in this chaos you are creating. As if you wanted things to fall apart, sorry. Despite the efforts of all those who want to keep things together. This is where we differ, Gloria. True, our relationship was never civil, but I think I'm beginning to understand why. We may be a family, but we are not alike. All I'm trying to do is to survive in this madhouse as unscathed as possible. What seems like chaos to you is freedom to me. Besides, let's face it, Gloria, things are already broken. Only Carmosa and you are still pretending that you can glue them back together, like some ugly heirloom everybody hates. Typical answer of an angry child. Do you even realize that you have managed to describe the house, all of us, as if it was all about you? It is such a shame that Mother taught me so well about the importance of family. It must have made me naive. Because I still have hope that you will mature one day. Excuse me, mature? Hey, I went out and drank beer. You stay in the house all day moping. Yes, become an adult. A person who is able to grasp a larger picture. Go beyond one's own interests. Also, someone who can sacrifice personal happiness for the greater good of the house, if it is necessary. I don't deny that it can be difficult at times, but we are not children anymore. We must realize how we all depend on Carmosa and support her in any way we can. I see. Well, it certainly doesn't play well with my idea of maturity, especially that part about supporting Carmosa. Of course you would say that. Just like you, Mother can be a difficult person to get along with, I admit. But her intentions are good. Think about the way she's putting all her strength into giving us a good life. And if you still doubt her, try imagining our lives without her. Don't mind if I do. How long do you think this house would last with her gone? You must understand, she won't be here to care for us forever, and I can't do it alone, Cinders. I need your support, my support. What? I'm starting to feel bad for her. But really, she's using everybody as a crutch. Hang on. Thinking. Go with that. My dear Gloria, I don't know what is ever more ironic. You talking about maturity or the fact that you actually believe in the things you're saying. Let me tell you something, my poor little drone. Maturity has nothing to do with reproducing a pattern you've been presented. Watch and repeat. That's a child's task. Maturity is independence. It is choosing the life you want for yourself and doing all you can to get it, despite the shadow of the Great Mother trying to block you from the sun. Oh, that terrible mother! How can she try to protect you, teach you how to live, and expect you to care for your legacy? Such unjust cruelty. Maturity is also about being able to create your own relationships, no matter what she told you. We don't have to torture each other, you know. Just because Carmosa trained us to pick on ourselves so that we won't join forces and rebel against her, it doesn't mean we have to do it. Exactly. We waste all our potential to act responsibly and show Mother that we are adults on constant quarrels. We are not doing half the things that are expected of us, of any responsible person really, and Carmosa is still giving us a chance. We are so childish. No, we are not. We are a young woman who just want to live normal lives without constant fear, frustration, and self-pity. It's absolutely normal that we aren't happy. Who would be? We want things to change, but we lack the means to make that happen. That's why we should rebel against Carmosa. We are more than capable of running this house on our own, and she knows it. Are you serious? No, completely. But for that, we need to act together, cooperate, and not waste our energy on making each other miserable with our little schemes. This picture you're painting in front of my eyes seems pleasant, but also not very realistic. It requires one thing which we do not have: mutual agreement. And we will not have that as long as we are not of one mind. That is, as long as Sophia keeps up her silly act. Gloria, I doubt that it is Sophia who we should be worrying about in this situation. I'm having trouble picturing her opposed to anything that would bring us more freedom from Carmosa. No, Gloria, it's you. You're the unknown in this equation. You can't be sure about your loyalties. Now this is something I didn't expect. You behaving just like Sophia. It would seem that you two have much more in common than meets the eye. You both prefer to spend your own time criticizing me rather than trying to contribute. Oh geez, she has a huge-ass ego here. You could be helping me, helping us, somehow. How can we understand each other if you do not even try? Then maybe you should stop whining about being criticized and start listening. How exactly did you try to communicate with Sophia? How much effort did you put into it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Sophia isn't exactly the happiest girl in the world. Ugh, excuse me. She is broken, deeply wounded by the hate that you and Carmosa poured onto her through the years. Her bitterness and armor of cynicism are like a cry for help. If only you could give her any credit, any recognition, then maybe she'd be willing to help you. She hardly seems interested in... Let me finish before you judge her without your usual presumptions. Tell me this, when was the last time you actually talked with her? Do not be ridiculous, Cinders. I spoke with... Ew. Excuse me. Ugh. Gloria, you're so nasty. I spoke with her as recently as yesterday. I don't mean commenting on house affairs or managing chores, but actually talking like sisters. You do remember that you two are sisters, right? Or is family only important to you if it allows you to put blame on other people? Alright, I see where this is going. Fine. I'm not really certain when it happened, but we did lose our connection. She seems so alien now. I catch myself thinking about her like a stranger. Her face is like a mask, shielding her thoughts from me. I agree that it is unfortunate. It isn't only Sophia's fault that we grew apart. Maybe we could work on changing that. You may be thinking that I'm telling you this to criticize you, but I'm not. All I want is to hear you say things like this, so that we can stop hurting each other all the time, is the only reasonable thing to do. And you are always the most reasonable one, so it's good that you're trying to give it a try. And so you recognize it as well. I am the most reasonable, and apparently Cinders is a fantastic psychologist. Jesus Christ. And I am the only one here that actually does anything to keep up the house. That might be just a bit of an overstatement, Gloria. Each one of us puts in some work into how this place works, for better or worse. We just have different perspectives, and so we give a different kind of input, but surely you realize how naive that sounds. It is something one might say to a slow child to spare its feelings. I have tried to help you both understand the importance of Carmosa's rules, and yet I seem to be the only one capable of understanding the requirements to keep a proper household. Will nobody ever learn? How long am I supposed to guide you and work alone against the laziness and stupidity of others? Hasn't it ever occurred to you that you might not have all the answers? Because that's the root of the problem right here. You try to be our teacher or disciplinary. You have no knowledge that we lack, nor a higher status. And you are not our mother. Stop trying to imitate Carmosa. Is this how you think a sister should act? How should I know? Do any of you act like one towards me? Fighting back isn't gonna work here. A Apologizing will just stroke her ego, maybe. Reasoning with her doesn't seem to work either. Apologize? Question mark. You're right. I'm sorry. I guess both sides are always responsible for a relationship. Neither me nor Sophia has made it easier for you. Yet again, the voice of reason speaks on my behalf, and all it took was a little honesty with yourself to admit that I am right. Can you see the argument from my previous behavior now? Stop it! Can you actually hear yourself? I reached out to you and apologized, and what do? You yourself have admitted that I was right and my behavior was correct. I said that both sides are always responsible, and so I apologize for my faults towards you. But you are responsible too. How dare you! And we could do what we always do. Throw the blame around. I'm sure there's plenty for everyone. We could even share some with the neighbors. But how about acting normal for a change? We have had it hard in the past and took it out on each other. Let's start over. And how do you imagine we do that? We could try to act like sisters for starters, or at least like a group of semi-friendly normal girls. Exchange information and basic conversation without bringing out the big guns. You know, talk. I think I would like that. Well, I'm glad. I promise to treat you better from now on, to act more sister-like. Thank you. Fine. I shall try to put some effort into it and treat you well too. Thank you. I'm happy we finally agreed. So am I. And in light of taking care of one another, you're still speaking a bit like Carmosa. Please take more care of yourself and your own needs. Stop trying to become her. Not that again. Gloria, will you please stop for a second and to think and answer one simple question truthfully? And what question might that be? What do you like to do? And no, I don't mean something that you feel obliged to do, not a chore, necessity, or an assignment. What do you like to do? What makes you happy? What do you do just for yourself and nobody else? But what are your goals? Where do you see yourself in the future? What will you do when Carmosa's not here and you are able to move on? Where do you want to go? I don't know. I just wanted to make everything better. This house should work as intended, and it should do so because of me. I want to make everyone happy and keep it all together. Fine, and when you accomplish that, what then? Imagine the house is running smoothly. Carmosa is proud of you and relaxed, all tasks complete. What would you do with all your free time then? I do not know what to say. Indeed, such a situation seems highly unlikely to occur, so I have not given it any thought. Who are you? What do you know about yourself? I don't know why you're so mean to me. All I did was come here for an open mind to talk to you, find some mutual understanding. You get no understanding because there is nothing there to understand. You came here to reenact Carmosa in a statement of superiority. That is not true. I indeed tried to get through to you. You simply would not listen. You didn't either get through to me You came here with your air of superiority to boost your own conviction. You don't care about myself or Sophia, all you care about is you. This is pointless. I see no reason to listen to such nonsense. Especially since I did nothing to deserve such treatment from an immature brat. Both of you are trying to turn everybody against you. Then you will be able to whine about fate that brought you to living in cinders and pain. I must have had some kind of huge lapse in judgment to even consider treating you as a mature woman. Oh, look who's talking. Do you even understand the word mature, or is it just something that you repeat after Carmosa? Are we almost done through this conversation, please? I'm running out of time here. Fine, Cinders, get out. Enjoy your freedom while it lasts. You have one more day till Carmosa returns. And I will not stoop to debating the order of things with you any further, nor try to teach you. You can go and do as you please for today. We'll see where your freedom gets you. Now we both know you are powerless from stopping me to leave the house, or from doing anything for that matter. So you can stop pretending. Or did you grow accustomed to pretending too much? Pretending to have control, to be self-confident, to be Carmosa? I do not have to listen to this. Goodbye. Good day to you, madam. Okay, so yeah, we are going to end that here because that conversation took a lot longer than I wished it for. Anyway, as always, this has been Larry. Stay frosty, guys.